Good luck, guys. Let's have a good first race of the season. And, of course, let's make it a good one.
In my veins, every step a jagged refrain, crawling through the static haze, burning skin against the blaze. Is it worth it to keep moving when the edge is calling me? Push past the pain, feel it break, feel it crack through the static, no turning back. Push past every scream, every scar. I find out who we really are. Fists clench against the grind, blood and sweat, it rewinds. Echo scream, can't ignore. Walls crumble, show me more. Will it end here or go deeper? What's the cost of breaking free? Push past the pain, feel it break, feel it crack through the static, no turning back. Push pain, every scream, every scar. I'll find out who we really are. I'll find out who we really
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Vortex Racing Network's production of Monday Night Mayhem. The Moonlight Racing League is live at Michigan International Speedway for race number 11 of the 13-race regular season. Mean Gene Money, Zach Panzarella in the booth tonight. Tension is high as only 3 races remain to make their ways into the playoffs. Last week at Nashville, we saw Colin Bollinger pick up his 4th win of the year. No new drivers moving into the playoff picture, but that line getting very tight as 12 drivers separating themselves from the rest of the field. Zach, are you anticipating new winner, or do you think we're going to see some more of the same?
I think we're going to see some craziness if that is any indication. That was live. That was Grant Applegate coming out for his qualifying, his second lap. Luckily, his first one was good. As qualifying, getting close to wrapping up here, me and Gene. And I'm expecting craziness. We've talked so much about this downforce package, how loose these cars are now. And boy, oh boy, we were just at Michigan in the ARCA and truck. I think the trucks, and it was a handful. And we know it doesn't get any easier in these next gens.
Last year, the Michigan race was the championship cutoff to make it to the Final Four. This year, with a new package, we expect a much different result. Qualifying is completed. Congratulations to Joe Volpis for taking the pole. And also thank you to Sim & Destroy Racing Company for their sponsorship of the pole award. Sim & Destroy Racing Company, Kevin Kyle's merchandise endeavor. Check them out online. Joining Joe Volpis on the front row will be Grant Applegate. Second row, Kenneth Redinger and Wyatt Mickelson. Eric Thornton firing off from the fifth position, joined by Steve Lewis in the number 88. Seventh place will be Eric Gambrell, joined on the fourth row by Tom Lester. Alex Hillman starting in ninth. Matt Novella, 2 podiums in a row. Fat Man starting in 10th. The Colonel Jack Sanders will start in 11th. Nick Mills looking for that first win of the year, firing off from 12th. Team Venom driver Jay Stinson in 13th. Ryan Holla, the fast rookie, in 14th. Take it away, Zach.
Kyle Lynott will be rolling off 15th. Team Me, just like Ricky Bobby. Love to see that. John Bev, the commish, will be rolling off in 16th. Justin Parham, the Venom driver, he has been so fast this season. Look to see him up front early. He'll be at 17th. Matthew Skerwick, he has been so impressive in the past few weeks. Can he keep up that momentum? He will be rolling off in 18th place. 19th will be Brad Burrow, another rookie that's been so impressive lately. Tony Iverson will be starting last place in terms of cars who put down a lap time. He'll be 20th. 21st will be Colin Bollinger. Nate Lesko, 22nd. Kyle 23rd. Jeff Urban, 24th. Jay Daggart, 25th. Hunter Hall, 26th, and Brandon Guerin, 27th, rounding out this field. A lot of cars not putting down times. A lot of them are faster. But Kevin James, what do you have to say about that?
And now, race fans, for the most famous words in motorsports, the star of Universal Pictures movie, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry, Kevin James.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
You pop now, Gene? You pop now?
Excitement in the air.
July 29th, catch Chuck and Larry in a theater near you.
Fans on their feet as the pace car leading them into turn number 3. 26 cars, 27 cars preparing for the high banks of Michigan International Speedway. Joe Volpis on the inside with the advantage, joined by Applegate. Pace car now preparing to move out of the way. Fans on their feet, driving into that restart zone, waiting for the flag. Away we go. Good start by Volpis, joined by Redinger there on the inside.
Whoa.
Outside lane, trying to get up to momentum, and big checkup on the inside lane, about 6 cars back.
Big issue with Kyle Lynott, indeed. It was about, 10 car lengths there, Mean Gene, as we get a great look at the safer barrier of Michigan Speedway. I forgot about that, camera angle. But yeah, that was a big moment early there for these drivers. Luckily, able to keep it straight. Joseph Volpis looking good.
Joe Volpis with the early advantage after taking the Sim & Destroy Racing Company pole award, will lead lap number 1 here at Michigan. Also, big shout out to our season-long sponsor, of Fish Speed Brakes, Jordan Fisher's group of coaches and veteran drivers sharing hints and track guides available here on the Vortex Racing Network. Thank you, Jordan, for your support here on the Vortex Racing Network.
So thankful to have Jordan Fisher having such a great time doing those track guides with him. And yeah, there was one for this track, and I hope these guys watched it. And it honestly looks like they did. A lot of them taking his advice, being very mindful of their lines here. It's going to be so important not to burn your tires too early, Mean Gene. We talk so much about that top line at tracks like this. It is tempting, but boy, you're going to pay for it later, I think.
Looking at the names in the top 10 running order at the moment, my eye drifts to the number 6 of Tom Lester, the purple car, 3 wide with Novella and the 77 of Gambrel. Lester, not typically in this front group, is going to have to not only look for speed, but also demand respect from these drivers 11 races into the season.
And you know what's hilarious, Mean Gene? It doesn't matter if it's for the lead or if it's for 19th place. Colin Bollinger and Tony Iverson always seem to find one another, as those two were just recently mixing it up. And they have not really made any meaningful forward progress yet, especially Iverson, as Bollinger actually got quite a few positions out of it. Actually, I didn't recognize him at first. Bollinger repping a new paint scheme this week. Did he finally turn 21?
Well, there are a few new paint schemes out here. I see the 41 of Holla with a new paint scheme. I see the 10 of Lesko as well, running a Captain Crunch scheme. So him and Steve Lewis might need to have word at the end of the day.
It's a different snack every week with Lesko, except for push-ups, which I guess were diapers, I believe, so we don't want to eat those. But yeah, back to being just a good snack today is Lesko. That's another great-looking paint scheme. And speaking of a good-looking paint scheme, look at Alex Hillman in that just gorgeous VRN Chevy.
Alex Hillman, the DDI driver, representing the network today. Thank you for your support, and you're welcome for that free set of Goodyear Eagle tires we provided.
We don't tell them about that. But interesting why these, or to imagine why these drivers, the faster drivers, we should say, choosing to start in the rear today, Mean Gene. Lesko, Bollinger, and Iverson, none of which, to my knowledge, are teammates.
Curious, but with the longer gas runs that we've also seen a propensity for caution, perhaps being in the back is the safer move, giving you the opportunity to dictate what you want to do later and respond to what the drivers in front do. We've seen Bollinger come from deep in the field using his front bumper like a cannonball to move people out of the way.
And check this out with Applegate.
Applegate and Lesko as well, get into some serious dooring incidents.
And yeah, and Applegate started second, Mean Gene, and he's all the way down to 7th place. That is not something you would assume to see from our defending champion. He has gotten passed by Beverly, Lester, Thornton, Mickelson, Redinger. I'm not sure if maybe Applegate up to some tire saving. We'll have to keep a close eye on that, but not a good start to the race for the defending champion.
Well, all those names you just listed, definitely faster drivers. John Beverly took the pole here last year, very familiar with finding speed early on at Michigan. Perhaps Applegate taking a page out of Jordan Fisher's book and looking to save tires. Saving tires always benefits you late in a run.
We do talk a lot about how Applegate is one of the guys that's usually the first to go to the Larson line, if not immediately, and have no interest in the bottom. And we also just talked about how important the bottom will likely be to save tires. And there he goes, making my point, Noel. But the last lap, he did use the bottom. Actually, maybe this time, Novella going to use the bottom to try to get around him. And Novella, he is a master of the bottom line on these long 2-mile racetracks. But look at that massive run he gets on Bev.
Great run here, looking to get by the commish. Starting to fade higher and higher up the track.
Yeah.
But the results not working out in speed as he did a 3.895 last time around the circuit. This time, even worse, 3.913.
So, and also, interestingly, me and Gene, in the trucks, which I normally, to my knowledge, don't have as bad of fall off as these next gens occasionally do, but we went to Legacy, Michigan for that race. We didn't have it in the budget to boot up the time machine again to get another 27 drivers back to Legacy, Michigan for this race. So we're at the Modern Michigan. So it's going to be interesting to see how bad the fall off is. But at the end of about a 30 lap run, me and Gene, it was about a 2.5 second fall off. Enormous.
Brad Furrow trying to make that high side work appeared to graze the wall. The number 5, the first car I've seen really suffer detriment from riding the top. I'm sorry, it wasn't Brad. My apologies.
The 6, was it not Lester? Maybe?
It was the 53.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Collins, that's it.
He's playing games with our heart today with that new paint scheme.
There he goes again.
Look at him. Larson lighting that thing. That is what we're talking about. Watch this run. Perfect camera work there by our truck. That wasn't even me, Mean Gene. And that is why you use the top, though, is for that straightaway speed. And watch how he's going to clear Parham. Another great camera switch there. Right in before that entry. And that is why that is so advantageous. Enough for Parham wanting to follow him through it. But no, that now Bollinger controlling that air. And now he gets to deal with this 3 wide situation in front of him.
Yeah, Lesko, Steve Lewis, and Nick Mills having a good time. You can see now Louis looking at the Captain Crunch paint scheme for the first time today, shaking his head. Now Lesko side by side with Nick Mills, trying to give chase to Gamble.
Must be how Kyle Busch felt when he lost that JGR ride and saw Ty Gibbs in it.
Yeah.
Just like, wait a minute, isn't that mine?
Now, Applegate making use of the Larson line as well as Brad Furrow. Curious to see those two, not surprising to hear, Furrow and Applegate. But Colin going up there so soon, not characteristic of the 53.
No, it's not. Colin is definitely a bottom feeder, in my opinion. That's normally like where you see him run. He is one of the best at saving tires, saving fuel. Anything involving saving, he is one of the best at. So definitely a little bit curious, maybe trying to figure out how advantageous that can be as he works his way through the field, right? He's still only up to 14th. He has a long way to go. He has made the most forward progress in the field, all besides one driver. Who do you think that is who has made more forward progress than Bollinger?
Well, I'm going to lean towards, John Beverly's up in the top 5.
Yep.
I'm gonna say that guy.
Plus 10, Mr. John Beverly, going for actually trying to defend that 5th place here. But yeah, started in 16th, currently fighting for that 6th place position with Novella. Novella, another driver, doing a great job working through the field right now. He's up 4 now, but John Beverly, what a great early run from him. I think Beverly will be one of our main indicators, our main guinea pigs of maybe, did you go too hard too soon? We'll find out.
Whoa, behind him, did you see Applegate and Stinson?
Slide job city.
Yeah, he got right up in there in front of Applegate. Gonna slow both those drivers down just a tad. I'm sure they'll recover that speed here on the straightaway, as now Gambrel under attack as well by Nate Lesko. Love watching the Centipede shooting across the front stretch of Michigan International.
It's amazing, Mean Gene. And now here you see Applegate going to try to return the favor. So we were just gushing over the top line being used by Bollinger, talking about the advantages of it. And then we saw Stinson say, I don't care about that at all, and do the opposite. And so let's talk about what makes that move work. Is you're probably going to see Gambrel go for it here too. And it's pretty simple. I mean, Gene, you're just shortcutting the track, and the only way it works is you've got to do the slide job. You've got to kill that run, and you've got to kill the momentum. Gambrel's going to try it here, and that is textbook. That is the Eric Gambrel that we have been asking for. What a move by that driver.
Great working here by these drivers, keeping it clean. Green flag run through lap 17. Also, all of these drivers still within 7 seconds of one another. Guys in the back looking to take it easy. Great camera work there, as you can see that last car, Kevin Kyle, coming out. Up front, gotta give props to the number 51 of Wyatt Mickelson.
Gets by Redinger.
Started in 4th and now finds himself in that second place position. Redinger inches away. Joe Vulpes still controlling the race, but these 3 drivers with a breakaway from the rest of the pack. Curious to see how long those tires will last, but they are still putting down laps quicker than most of the rest of the field.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Michigan, and I think Auto Club is similar as well, Mean Gene. It doesn't look like one of those tracks where it's kind of like Darlington, where you'll see these big gaps form, because either you got it or you don't. Either you have this track figured out or you don't. But Michigan is that. And I think these 3, I don't even think we need to worry about their tire wear against anyone that's not in the top 3, because they're in a class of their own right now. And Mickelson looks to be the strongest of all 3.
Wyatt really having a good run. This rookie firmly entrenched in the playoff race, but looking for that first win of his young MRL career. Looking down the field, other drivers of note. How about Kyle Lynott finding himself in 24th? Very surprising, as the Coloradian very, very often runs up in the front here at Michigan. So to see him in the back early makes me wonder if there is some fuel skullduggery,
maybe a technical
going
issue
on
as well. He is that one that we think caused that checkup to start this race. Maybe experiencing something in the cockpit of that car right now.
We did see him on Sunday in the Bonfire Racing Premier Cup experience technical difficulties.
Friday as
Perhaps
well.
it's carried over into today's race. I hope not. Kyle,
Me
a
too.
fierce competitor and a very quick driver. Would love to see him at full speed here at Michigan. You can see in that same group with him, Brandon Guerin, also another driver with notable speed, finding himself in the back, trying to team up with Matthew Zerwick. Up front, though, Lesko appears to be the charging car of that second group, trying to catch the leaders. You can see made his way past Gambrel, and now looking to take on Matt Novella.
Split Novella like a banana that last front stretch. My goodness, him and Beverly with a crazy move, but Novella trying to fight back on that outside lane. And I think the outside is at that point to where if you have the tire, it's going to be the line you want to be in. And I see Mickelson, he was trying to use it, and Vulpes was able to defend using the bottom. And now Mickelson, I think, paying the price for that, for using that top lane for that long. Probably only has to hang on, my guess, Mean Gene, at most 15 more laps. I think these guys are going to be close to needing to bring in within the next 10 would be my guess.
And now you can see Novella forced down onto the apron as Beverly is a little higher. That group getting very close. Look how close Gambrel is to Novella. Want to go 4 wide? Too bad, because the Menace makes the call.
It's always fun when one of them is not even using the racetrack, too. Got to figure that out, and they do. And Gambrel gonna Carson Hocevar the whole situation. What a move by Gambrel. Oh, my God.
Always loose.
Thanks for a tree cam. Oh, and
Gambrel
Lesko pays
got
the ultimate
loose.
price, and Bollinger, always the, what do they call Edge in the WWE? It's something about when you take advantage of situations. That's Bollinger. He is always there to strike.
Well, Gambrel made that move. Then he got loose in front of the 3. Lost position.
Look at
you
this.
can see now as well. Novella fading the wrong way. Applegate 3 wide with Nick Mills in the picture. Lesko diving below Gambrel. Now here comes Applegate as well. All these playoff drivers meeting here in the 6th through 10th position at Michigan International.
And somehow Tony Iverson will be the one who ends up getting wrecked here. You see, he's the last one in this field, but I do not see this ending well, Mean Gene. These guys are on old tires. They're all strong. Look at Applegate trying to make that 14 turn. You're seeing how tight they're getting, but then I'm sure they get loose on exit, and then we're seeing a faster car pit. Tom Lester going to bring it down in the pit, so Lester at first to bite. That feels early, because you're putting yourself in a 3 stopper that way, aren't you?
I perhaps so, but with the action on the track getting so dangerous, maybe he thought
Yeah, you're right.
it was the time.
You're not wrong about that at all, because a caution looks imminent, and this is a track that you have a chance of not getting lapped. You likely will, but there is always a small chance you won't, especially if it was to come out now. But it looks like other cars are coming into pit now, unless they're just using the bottom there. Lesko really hugging the bottom, but you know he's not going to pit. So just, Lester pitting there, and out he comes after 4 tires.
And Zerwick also came down, but now it looks as though he might be done for the day.
No, there's Zerwick. He's back out. 15 for him.
He's back.
And Herman's coming in the pits as well. Great to see Herman back in another beer-themed paint scheme. Misses his stall slightly, but that happens here. It's a fast pit road here. Easy to miss your stall. Here goes Wyatt Mickelson going to try to use that top again. And something tells me if we see this pass get completed, if we see Mickelson get it done on Volpis, you know what I know is going to happen? I'll rub my fortune ball here. Volpis will pit the next lap.
Would not doubt it. Outside lane appearing to be more popular for a lot of the drivers, but we still see the diving down, looking for the apex of the turns. Matt Novella and Nate Lesko still trying to go down low, and then behind them.
Oh, no.
Look at that. Nick Mills says, let me smash the bumper of your car.
Never lift,
Grant Applegate says, is that how we're going to play? Because I'll do it to you on the next turn. Here he comes.
Oh, this isn't over. Not even a little bit. And in front of them, we talked about Bev. Such a good early run, but we said he's our guinea pig, and there's our answer, Mean Gene. You got to save your stuff. You got to save your stuff here.
I think, though, especially on, let's go in the grass.
Mills in the wall. Oh, this is one of the grass.
Mills and Holla there having a good time. I think this is the first tire run as well, so lots of education occurring for the drivers with the full fuel run in a draft. Adjustments will be made, and Beverly definitely on the excessive end of tire wear. So I think if he holds that position, you figure he started in 16th, currently in 9th.
Still a net gain, you're right.
Still a net gain. Come back out next time.
Do you see Mills and Applegate right now? Oh, no.
Well, Nick Mills has not had enough.
That was ugly. Maybe unintentional. Didn't end up being anything.
Applegate saw what Mills did and said, is that how we're going to drive? And definitely followed.
Bev's tight, Mean Gene. Bev into the wall. Oh, what a great move by the 41 of Holla to miss Bev. Somehow turned down. That's how you know that Holla has taken care of his tires. Shout out to him. And another guy that has clearly taken care of his tires is Tony Iverson. He's up to 8th. So we're seeing it here, Mean Gene. The detriment, the punishment that you pay for not taking care of your stuff does seem to potentially be greater than the inverse. As, man, this is rough for these guys, and you'd think they'd want to bring it down soon, but I'm confused about how a lot of these guys haven't pit yet.
Moving up through the back onto the track is Eric Gambrell, one of the first drivers to make that move. Now Tony Iverson. Late starter Iverson, really content to ride in the back of the field. Now coming into the pits, I think Iverson might be on the other side of the coin. I think he might have saved too much, and we might see him push a tad harder. Now there's new tires making an appearance. Gambrell able to drive wherever he likes, but hopefully he'll remember how much rubber to save for later in this fuel.
Here comes Redinger. Here comes Redinger, Mean Gene. So that's a big pit stop. He is coming in hot. Man, that's impressive. What a great entry by Kenneth Redinger. I'm sorry. That was so good. Here comes Lesko, Stinson, Lewis, quite a few coming in. And what I think what we may have also seen from Iverson there, Mean Gene, is we had just commented on the fact that he had gotten all the way up to 8th. If I'm Iverson, I actually really, really like that. You're thinking, okay, that's great drive position. I don't know how much better it's going to get. Let me get these tires off and start the undercut now. I don't want to waste any time. It was like you said, he didn't start where he wanted to. Last qualifying driver in terms of putting down a time. Here he is rejoining the field with some fresh tires, and he's going to be able to start blowing these guys' doors off. So Iverson going to be on the offense now. And yeah, I think also Mean Gene, if he's feeling good passing cars, thinking, okay, now I know. I can go harder next time. Look at this traffic. This is insane. It looks like we're under yellow.
Everybody coming down for some tires. Grant Applegate, Nick Mills staying out on the track. That will give Applegate a lap led. Meanwhile, directly behind him, you can see Iverson joining and Eric Gambrell trying to get his lap back the old-fashioned way, does so. And that's Parham as well in that shot. But you're showing the party in the pit. Well, Joe Vulpes now rejoining. Vulpes, of course, with the pole and leading multiple laps.
Now we're going to want to see if Iverson cycles and how close it is. Yeah, we saw some hilarious things going on in the pits, though. I mean, Gene, what's it called? Sanders missed his stall so bad that Novella thought that was his stall, so Novella missed his stall. So two drivers missing their stalls there. And Mickelson not wanting to wait. Oh, but he's slow on the bottom. Oh, man, Mickelson really getting choked up on the bottom there.
Only car now is Applegate,
Redinger
not to pit, but makes the call now. Also, action on the track. I saw Parham get by Eric Gambrell. Even as they're rejoining, now that we cycle through this pit stop, battles will resume. Here's the 42 of Redinger. Now, Kenneth, of course, is a ARCA champion, so don't doubt the speed of the 42. Multiple wins this year as he's looking for his second MRL ARCA championship. Would not be a thing to see him put another trophy on the mantle here on a Monday Night Mayhem.
I think Redinger, besides really I think the only exception would be the guy behind him in second place, is the most versatile driver in all of MRL. It does not matter. Next gen ARCA truck, O'Reilly series, Formula One, this guy can do anything. Redinger is the exact same driver, the exact same level of competitiveness in every car. So it is not surprising to see him here up front using the undercut, only a 1 lap undercut, Mean Gene. So not at a big disadvantage here, and doesn't help Vulpes at all for his pursuit of Redinger, that Mickelson is breathing down his neck. And then joining this party, the guy who pit also the same lap as Redinger, 1 lap undercut, is Nate Lesko. He's here now.
Lighting up in the front of the field. If you recall, only 3 drivers earlier doing battle, but now we see that group is much tighter as it's 4 back to Lesko. And who is and Hunter Hall in that group. He's a lap down.
Hunter Hall getting a lap there, exactly. Interestingly, too, unless we missed something. No, we didn't. I'm looking at my data with Applegate, actually. Look at Applegate's data. I'm not seeing anything in terms of his pit time, the time he spent in there, so like nothing indicating he missed his stall. But he is in 16th place now. That is what a 2-lap overcut will give you.
Very, very unfortunate for Grant. Remember, Applegate leading laps last week and then got into some serious difficulty.
He did it. That 51 looking a lot like the last guy who drove it, Mean Gene.
Well, he's giving it a go here today. Vulpes, though, not going to go quietly into the night, knowing that the breakdown of the tires will occur, and whoever's in the front will have a huge advantage. Redinger, though, very difficult man to pass up front.
Yeah,
Vulpes third, Lesko fourth, Eric Thornton in 5th, but he leads a second group of drivers also filled with a murderer's row.
Are we at the donor all of a sudden? It looks just like it, does it not?
They're trying. You can see Eric Thornton, and he's got Colin Bollinger directly behind him. Those two with a spotted history at best. Justin Parham, Tony Iverson, Eric Gambrell, and looks like Tom Lester as well in that second group. So lots of guys with lots of fun history here in this second group as Iverson dives it down to the apron underneath Parham.
Wow, some close racing here. And interestingly too, me and Gene, when this group did form back up, Bollinger was the leader. So Bollinger actually getting passed by Thornton. Now Thornton maintaining the lead of this little group here. And I'm looking at the data and I'm trying to make sense of it. Tony Iverson pitting in 8th, able to make really no forward progress with that undercut that worked so well for Redinger and Lesko. Lesko was not running that far away from Iverson to where they should be so far away now. So there's only one thing, because I'm looking at the pit lane time, and what that means is pretty much if they miss their stall, if they didn't go the full speed limit, anything sloppy, we'd see here. It's all good. If anything, Iverson's better than them. So you know what that means to me and Gene? Entry and exit of pit road is everything today, because we don't have that data available to us.
You want to know where the line is as far as you did good or you did bad on that green flag pit stop?
What do you think?
I think you need to look at the number 16 position of Kevin Kyle. When all of that started, not counting the 2 cars that pitted on 24 and 25, Kevin Kyle was the last car in the lead on the lead.
Wow.
And now after this rotates around, as you look at Kevin Kyle's time, 15.5 pit time, that's not fast.
It's
But
average,
his
yeah.
entry and it's average, but his entry and exit allowed him to move up to that spot. So to me, anybody far behind that 29 didn't have as good of a pit stop as they could have.
Yep, and that would make sense. It's a really, really egregious entrance and entrance more than anything here. You're coming out of that corner going about $140, $150, and you got to get it down to 65 almost instantly. And it is, in my opinion, the biggest make or break it moment of your race, because if you get it wrong in the wrong way in terms of too fast, you're either speeding or you're spinning. Either way, your race is over. Your chance to win the race is gone. So it's always such a hard thing to balance, taking that chance. And granted, that now was the time to take it. Redinger doing it, getting that clean air on his nose early in this race, in control of the race now. And if things had gone wrong, would still have enough time to potentially recover from it. But if we stay green, Mean Gene, that is going to be fascinating to follow. And we're going to have to watch as we see these drivers start to pit in the next cycle.
First group is a little bit faster than the second group trying to chase them down. So speed at a premium here on display on lap number 43. Kenneth Redinger would love to be a first-time winner here and throw his name up there on a trophy. And hey, when you think of trophies, you think of KK Woodscapes. Kevin Kyle's trophy endeavor, donating trophies across the Vortex Racing Network umbrella. And this season will be a championship trophy of season 6 donated by KK Woodscapes. Who will it be this year to etch their name on that beautiful crafted piece of wood, hand cut, stained, laser cut for print? You can see the detail that goes into that. Kevin Kyle, always with an immaculate trophy that you will want to cherish for years to come. KK Woodscapes, check them out.
Yep, there's some examples right there on screen of some of his work. He can do custom work, especially if you're a champion. He is always there for that, and KK is amazing. Some of my favorite things I own, and everyone talks about it all the time, me included. When you are in control of a race, let's say there's 5 to go, 3 to go, whatever it is, me and Gene, the one thing in the back of your mind, oh, damn, this trophy's going to look cool.
Yeah, and Kevin will work with you on a specific trophy that you'd like to design. Up front, action now tightening up between Mickelson, Volpus, and Lesko as they try to close the gap on the leader, Redinger. But that second group, they cannot figure this out. Thornton still leads, but Iverson making new friends with Parham. And here comes everybody's best friend.
Oh, my gosh.
Eric Gambrill behind them.
Gambrill needs to watch himself there, me and Gene.
No, he's doing what he needs to do.
Iverson was giving Parham a break. He was saying, all right, man, gather it up. And Gambrill said, don't mind if I do. And try to get himself a BOGO special. He still wants it. And now he's trying to find that clean air, trying to decide who he wants to follow. I think we'll see him shoot to the button. Nope, he's going to do gamble things, Larsoning it around the top. And I think you're going to see Iverson go for that slide job. He has it. Does he close the door? He does. Iverson has been pretty aggressive these last handful of laps. Mean Gene made a great move on Bollinger. Now Parham. But yeah, he does have a gambrel breathing down his neck. Eric Gambrel has been so impressive on the long run lately.
Well, I'm curious how this long run is going to work out for Gambrel, as we've seen him changing lanes repeatedly in the draft at top speed. That cannot be good for the longevity of your tire. But he is battling also a driver in Justin Parham, who has a history of great finishes.
Lesko just woke up.
Lesko. He started way back as well, so it's time for him to make that play.
He got Volpis in 1 and 2, and now in 3 and 4, he wants Mickelson, and he does! He closed the door at the last possible second. What a move by the Captain Crunch driver, saying to Steve Lewis, I'm the captain now. That was me.
Wow,
I feel bad about that.
Give Louis
I honestly
that.
Feel bad about that.
No, that was pretty.
I'm sorry, Louis.
Now, Lesko is your current point leader, 5 points over Bollinger and 8 over Applegate. So those three very close. Lesko would love to push his regular season point total a little bit further. This race still has a long way to go, but Lesko definitely excited about his prospect here today. The other guys, you might wonder where they are. Colin Bollinger currently finds himself in 9th. He is in the rear of that second group, safely behind Eric Gambrel.
As safe as
and
you
Grant
can be.
Applegate is in that spread out third group,
That group
with
is
drivers such as Hala, Novella, Kevin, Kyle,
Louis.
and Louis.
Yeah, he just did it into the wall there. And just like you were talking about, Kevin Kyle, he's in this group and he's holding his own. He didn't necessarily have to undercut, so he's not really at a disadvantage here, and he's doing a great job looking to the outside of Applegate. And do you see what I see on that 14? I'll
Does
get
he
you a
got a
better
little
look at it.
damage?
Yeah, a little bit would be an understatement.
Oh,
He kissed something.
that does not look good.
That's substantial. That to me, Mean Gene, looks like... You watched the Darlington race yesterday, right?
No,
you-
Mean Gene was busy winning a pistol competition yesterday.
Oh, where are you? Oh, hell yeah, that's awesome. Chris Buescher had a little bit of an oopsie daisy, and pretty much what it was a half nose side slap loose moment in. That is what that damage looks like to me. Like he got loose in, or maybe had some help. I'll see if I have anything in my data that would indicate something like that happening to Grant. Oh, I may have
Up
it, Mean
ahead
Gene.
of them. Oh,
If this isn't it, then we won't waste our time. Oh, it's probably not this, unless he made that mistake here. Let's see how that car looks. Car looked healthy here. No, I don't see where anything went horribly wrong for Grant Applegate. Very interesting.
well, the way he rides that Larson line, here, watch this right here.
Yep, I mean, it's not hard to imagine how it happened, right? But yeah, I wonder if he got into somebody, or I wonder if he had a loose moment. Because, yeah, this is him rejoining with Bev back in then, but I don't have anything here to indicate that anything went wrong. Let's see. No. Interesting, Mean Gene, but Applegate nonetheless. That would definitely help us understand why he has not made any forward progress. Quite the opposite.
Meanwhile, Jeff Herman taking his second pit stop
Lap
of the
54.
day.
Okay.
Yeah, here on lap 51, ends up.
54, right? Or am I?
No, that's a 51.
Oh.
We're only on lap 53.
Oh, on 50.
We're
I'm
on 54.
I apologize. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
So Herman does come down. Hunter Hall still the
He's
first
with
car
them. Yeah.
on a lead lap, still running with the leaders. You can see he's in that
Got to be frustrating, right?
tan and orange number 26 Chevrolet right behind Volpe.
And he pit with them, Eugene. Like, he exited with them. Nothing worse than being like, oh my God, so I have top 5 speed. So something just went wrong, and now I don't get to show it. Hopefully he can get that caution he needs. I think he is the first to lap down. So, yeah, he is. So Hunter Hall just needs a caution. Lesko starting to close in on Redinger. Lesko, that Captain Crunch car, Eugene, that thing looks to be a rocket ship.
Tom Lester going to bring it in as well. Remember, Lester was one of the first guys to come in on the first cycle of pit stop, so he's following suit. That's that number 6.
He ran that one
Chevrolet.
5 laps longer than the previous run, pitting on lap 25. So 5 laps longer. Should have mentioned, too, that is the stage on 50, correct?
Yes.
So that would have been, nothing's changed. That would have been Redinger, Lesko, Mickelson, Volpis, and I believe Iverson. If not Iverson, that could be the only change. I'm not sure if he had gotten by Thornton by then or not. I will try to find that.
Yeah. I think he did. He's got a 0.7 of a second.
Yes, you are correct. He had. So there we go. Good stage points for those guys. Even some of them who started in the rear. I think the one still sticking out to me the most is Mickelson right now, just putting together. And this is saying a lot. His best drive of the season.
Yeah, he's been up a slow start as a rookie, trying to figure out exactly where he fit into this. But Mickelson currently 8th in points, pretty comfortably above that line, 35 points ahead of the cutoff line. So Mickelson having a great year. Would love, though, to add on to what he has done and maybe put a win up there. But he does have 2 top 5s, 6 top 10s on the season for the number 51 of Mickelson.
For a rookie year, I don't think you can ask for much more from Mickelson. Still, like you said, starting to find his footing in this league. So hard to race as hard as these guys do around these guys. But speaking of what's difficult right now, I can tell you one thing that Redinger is hearing, and it's just dun 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 dun. Especially down the front stretch, the Jaws music gets very loud and very rapid because those runs that number 10 car is getting out of 4 are disgusting.
This has been fascinating. They've been relatively close for 25 laps now, and Redinger yet to blink. He's led a lot of laps with a lot of big names behind him over his career.
Facts.
So this fella is in exactly the position that he is accustomed to, which is winning races with fast cars chasing. And you can see the gap building over that second group as Mickelson, Volpis fade just a little bit. And then poor Tony Iverson, he's just by himself out there.
All by himself, indeed. And actually, his teammate of Thornton has gotten back by him. So, no, he hasn't. I'm sorry. He has not. Got a little bit mixed up there. But yeah, so Iverson actually continued to gap that group. But yeah, not close enough to draft on Volpis and not close enough to his teammate to really enjoy in the draft he's getting off of him. So yeah, kind of in no man's land. Be interesting to see what Iverson elects to do as we're getting very close to that window, Mean Gene, to where I think these guys are wanting to do something cute. But we're also close enough to where I don't think you want to pit again if you don't have to. So this will likely be the longest run of the race right here.
Here it is, Gambrill making the call.
Interesting.
No one happier than Justin Parham to hear that. Is the 99 and the 77 have been very close to each other
with that
throughout the evening.
Oh, Gambrill just barely makes it in the pits there. Good job by him. But Mean Gene, okay, so I'm looking at my data again, and no cautions yet. No one able to run it longer than 34. Normally, when you can go longer, there's some crazy person who does. Like, we both know that. So I'm assuming it's 34, 35, right? If you're pit in the next 2 to 3 laps, you likely cannot finish this race without saving. So interesting that Gambrill elected to do that. And I doubt any of our other leaders will, but who knows? I mean, we didn't know anything until the last lap last week. Here comes Iverson. Here comes Iverson.
Gambrill running where he did is going to force those leaders to make their hand right now. And either
Tony especially, too, yeah.
I'm gonna force it, or no, I'm going to make an additional pit stop. And if so, you need to come in right now before that huge undercut occurs. We saw just how much Applegate was victimized by waiting those 2 extra laps.
I also think we were on to something about that entry and exit thing, as these guys, especially Iverson and Thornton, went so hard on entry. Here comes Lesko, and look how aggressive you have to be, Mean Gene. And actually, I don't know why it just hit me that we did comment on how aggressive Redinger entered on that green flag pit stop, how impressed we were. So that is what's going to be important here. So far from what I've seen, unless anyone sped, they've done what they had to do. That was ultra. Oh no! The yellow's out, Mean Gene.
Looking around.
I think Parham? Do you see Parham? That ruins everything. Okay, I'm gonna go to what I think the caution was here, Mean Gene. Oh, yeah. I think this may have been the caution, bud. Oh, did he? Yeah, so we talked about this, Mean Gene. We were just talking about this. These drivers, either watching the broadcast or seeing it on track, watch what happens here. Entering the pits. Easier than it, or much more difficult than it looks. He catches that little transfer point there, gets loose in the rear. He is just along for the ride at this point. He's not going to hit anything. And we'll see the caution likely when he puts back on the track.
Go look at Stinson.
Oh.
Go look at Stinson and maybe Kevin Kyle. Is that?
Caution's out at that point.
Yeah, but go look at Stinson and Kevin Kyle, dude. You're right. The caution was out. Holy
Let's see.
crap.
Here is Stinson. Oh. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. Wow. How'd you find this?
I have skills.
You
I
are
have
a
a particular
Jedi.
set of skills.
Oh, midget. Oof. Bye.
Just let me straight.
Oh. Big hit for Stinson there. So it was getting dramatic. Caution was coming out one way or the other, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, and look at all this. There'll be some wave arounds, but they're going to keep the lead. Oh, what a mess for the guys who'd already pit.
Yeah, so we're going to take a moment here to figure out exactly how this is all going to come out.
Take a
and
minute.
you know what? While they're in there, why not?
What's that?
Why don't we talk about?
Yeah.
Well, let's go to Fish Speed. Let's give Jordan
There you go.
some flowers. Yeah, Fish Speed Brakes, of course, year-long sponsor for Monday Night Mayhem, making our broadcast possible. Jordan Fisher and his group of coaches using Garage 61 to share information. Coaching sessions are available where you can work with those coaches. They'll run alongside you and then compare your lines, show you where you're losing time, where you're gaining time, tire wear, all of the things that make a driver improve. Also, emphasis on your pit entry and exit, qualifying times as well. Fish Speed Brakes, making you faster all the way around. Check them out on Discord. And also now the partnership between Vortex Racing Network and Jordan Fisher Fish Speed Brakes to bring you track guides. They have Darlington and the Nashville up there now, and coming soon will be Michigan, I believe, is the next one scheduled to drop.
Yeah, we got a few. We got Michigan, we got New Hampshire, we got some fun ones. But
and can we as far as Vortex Racing Network goes, I mean, can we announce our next partnership for? Yeah,
do it now. Get yelled about it later.
Yeah, so bringing you more track guides, we have reached a tentative agreement with Jason Landry to bring us some ARCA track guides as well. Jason Landry, 4-time champion in the Bonfire Premier Cup, 3 in a row before his retirement, will now put an emphasis on ARCA development, and track guides will be coming from the 4-time champ soon. Only available here on the Vortex Racing Network.
That's a new camera angle. Oh my God. Just when I thought it couldn't get any worse.
Oh,
Jeez.
upside down.
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, Gene, real quick before we go green, I will just lay down unless you already went over it, the bigger winners and losers here. Losers, Tony Iverson, Eric Thornton. Iverson will be restarting here in 22nd place. Eric Thornton, 23rd. They will be on the lead lap, but they will be on worse tires than those in front of them. They're going to need a miracle. Big winners, Nate Lesko, Kenneth Redinger, Colin Bollinger, and the 29, Kevin Kyle. What a perfect situation for Kevin Kyle.
Curious about the front end of Kevin Kyle, as he didn't make contact there with Stinson.
And Stinson's the loser too. He's all the back.
Yeah, Lester, Zerwick, and Herman all battling for lucky dog contention in the back of this field.
You see those got single file.
Away, into the restart, away we go. Great start by Lesko. Inside lane, watches him drive away. Then Redinger, Kevin Kyle, two-man train on the outside. Joe Vulpes now gaining momentum. Kevin Kyle looks to make it 3 wide, but Redinger with better momentum spares himself. But Vulpes, good run there. Kyle now up in front of. Is that Hunter Hall? Is that Novella? Novella making his way up too.
Big winner from that cycle as well was Novella, but yeah, Redinger laughing in the face. That 3 wide attempt by Kevin Kyle. What a power move by the 42, and then does the same exact thing to Vulpes. Redinger on the short run in that top lane is lights out. That was nasty. And then beyond that, yeah, you see a lot of similar situations here, I mean, Gene, because of that caution where it fell. All these cars bit the same time. They all have the same tires, and then the ones behind them are a couple laps before them. So it really is a race among these guys. If we get another yellow in the next 10, 15, then it would really start to even out.
Yeah, other guys that definitely paid off for.
Wow, what a save. Brad Furrow, what a save.
I was about to say Brad Furrow. Remember, he was a lap down, but now he's back on that lead lap after a little whoopty there.
Amazing save. Wow.
Yeah, looks like Furrow got whacked by Brandon Guerin and maybe Dargert there.
Yeah, it's what you call a wreck that just didn't happen.
Yeah, that was fun, but
then you got
I'm on the radio. I can hear it. Furrow saying the car in front of him checked up a little bit.
Oh, so he grabbed some brake. That's impressive that he was able to gather it up. Well done.
Yeah.
And Guerin making everyone nervous here with those blinkies. Look at that.
Oh, up.
Hi, Brandon. Hi, Brandon.
That is terrifying. That group's still together there, you can see.
Oh, Gambrill, another big loser from that cycle. I mean, Gene Gambrill pitting on the early side. He also had not got his lap back. Gambrill currently sitting in 19th place. 5-lap disadvantage to those in front of him.
Yeah, Gambrill, 4 lap older tires than most of those leaders. Lesko pit on 62.
Yeah.
So Redinger behind him has 2 lap fresher tires. That's just Vulpes, Bollinger, Kyle, and now Grant Applegate back up into 6th.
What had to have happened there for Lesko is he had to have just gotten his lap back when that caution had come out, because a lucky dog would not give you that track position. You'd have to go to the rear. So Lesko, the big winner there. And those 2-lap disadvantage not looking too important yet. Really, it's probably only one.
Yeah, and you can imagine it was mostly under caution.
Exactly.
So he's in a good spot out there with the dirty air that he can spread out to everybody. The completion of lap 70, we're on 71 right now. It's a race scheduled for 100, so 30 laps remaining here today. I would think everybody should be good to go to make it here.
Yeah, with that caution, you'd think so.
14, 38. It's going to be very close.
It's on the number. Yeah, it's 64. I think they're just there. And one guy who did not care about his tire disadvantage, and we've said a lot about the growth of Tony Iverson as a driver and the maturity. I think he's going to have to throw that all out the window to do what he's doing right now. He's already up to 8th. He is up 14 positions in about 5 laps time. And again, he is at a tire disadvantage to all those around him. The only way he could have done that is by throwing the new Tony Iverson out the window, because my goodness, what a drive.
Well, the old Tony Iverson
Maybe we're
won
right
here
by now.
last year.
Oh, there you go. So yeah, he's
So
dialing that back
maybe-
in.
Yeah,
Look
he's
at
just
this.
Getting back to where he once belongs.
He's going to try to drive this all the way lower than Novella, exit lower than Novella, and hopefully take them 3 wide. I think that's what his plan is. Yep, he's going to use that drive off. He knows that they're going to be compromised because they're side by side. He's going to follow Applegate through the top here, and if he can clear Novella, you're going to see him take the middle and try to take them both at once. This is the mentality that Tony Iverson has. That's why it's not easy to predict, but yeah, you can kind of see what he wants. Here he goes, both spots for 1.
3 wide coming across that start-finish line.
Slide
Gonna
job
have
incoming.
to hug the apron. How high will he go to get the angle?
Slide
this
job.
is bad. That is,
Oh no.
yep. He tried to play it straight, but he just didn't get the entry he wanted onto the
Shut
apron.
the door. Got it.
And there's your
Yeah.
slide job.
Yep.
2 for 1.
6th place. That makes it 16 positions since we've gone green. Boy, oh boy.
Kevin Kyle ahead of him already on that Larson line up top. Looks like he is either in save mode or I burned up my tire mode. But Kyle would be the next course on the menu of Iverson. Behind him, Applegate and Novella still battling. I think Novella finally going to make his way ahead of
I think
Applegate.
he missed that. We'll see what his
Remember,
exit's like.
Applegate had a little damage.
Ooh, actually gorgeous corner by Novella. You called that. Wow, what a corner by Novella. Yeah, Applegate, I think he fixed some of it. Under caution, the car looks slightly better, but certainly not perfect. Interestingly, this really puts that 13 not just in position to win this race, but at an advantage if we do get that caution. If we get that caution from this point forward, he's done what he has to do, Mean Gene. He's in 6th. They're going to pit with him. Whether they take 2 or 4, I don't think it will matter to him, but the track position is fixed. That problem is behind him. I think you'll also see him chill out a little bit here. He had to have used so much of that tire to go on that crazy run. Gonna have to try to get some back now. But what a recovery from Iverson. Nobody who had that misfortune has been able to do anything close to that.
The other guy that's on a weird, different strategy would be Wyatt Mickelson. If you look,
Yeah,
he came in
missed
for his
him.
3rd pit. He came in for his 3rd pit stop on lap 65, which means
Yeah.
he probably took his 2nd pit stop to get tires on 64 like everyone else.
And
And then
may-
just came down for a splash because look
Yep,
at it,
yep.
5.1 seconds.
That's what I was going to say. It had to have been a splash. So maybe Mickelson looking at that fuel number, and a lot of drivers know themselves, right? Me and Gene, like I know myself, and if they were looking at, okay, we got 36 to go here and we have 34 fuel, some drivers like a Joseph Volpis will say, oh, easy, got it. Me, let me get that splash. Let me get that extra 1 lap. I don't trust myself. You know what I mean? Everyone's different. Maybe Mickelson, not wanting to mess that up, knows he has a crazy fast car underneath him, so he can get that positions back, and he's doing a great job of it right now. Iverson up to 5th place, and Mickelson looking maybe to make a 3 wide move here.
Yeah, but I was about to say, at what cost,
Yeah.
though? Sure, you got the fuel,
Squirrel
but
time.
now you're in a situation if you're right in the middle of a pack of hornets.
Oh,
there.
God!
A little bit of contact right there.
Yeah, Alex Hillman getting a little bit sandwiched there, and Mickelson not working out. When those big runs don't work out for you, you can see how much that momentum lost really kills you. Thornton was the 3rd 1-3 wide. There goes Mickelson, able to complete the pass that time on Hillman. So Mickelson continuing his pursuit up front, and Iverson has gotten Bollinger. What is going on? Here he
Tony
goes on
just
Iverson.
pushed- Wow, he is not concerned with the
Told you.
hearts and minds of others.
Told you the old Tony was back.
Well, it makes you wonder, though, how much fuel he's going to save and if that's going to be necessary. Redinger, Lesko still up in front of him, about to come to the completion of lap number 79.
Ooh.
21 laps will be remaining here at Michigan, and fuel will be coming to a premium very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Volpis still ahead of Bollinger and Kevin Kyle. Kyle now showing great late race speed. The 29
They're
was
saving.
saving. But
They're saving. Watch Volpis. We're on board with Volpis right now. Watch this, Mean Gene. Here we go, going into 3 and 4. If he does the same thing he did through 1 and 2. Yup. Engine off. Engine back on. Volpus saving. I'm assuming Bollinger as well, right? Bollinger, not a guy who I think likes to pull in his clutch. We'll likely see him check up early, knowing Bollinger's driving style. But let's see here. Nah, Bollinger not going to be using the clutch, but very gentle on the throttle, very patient. But also looking to complete that pass. I think Iverson's doing the same thing he did last week. I don't think he has any intentions of finishing this race, Mean Gene. Or I mean, on this tank of gas, I should say.
Looking at these lap times, it looks like Novella and Kevin Kyle, Jay Dargert really saving gas. Look at John Beverly, the first car to run a 40-second lap that last time.
Yeah, here's Kyle. He is downshifting, so he's going kind of aggressive. This is Novella. He is clutch in. Novella is saving. Lynott appears to be saving. It's kind of inconsistent and maybe dependent on your situation on track, if you have to fight or not. One guy who's not, this is Tony Iverson. He is going as hard as possible.
Yeah, 39.08. Last lap was a 39.08 compared to people running 40.7.
Yeah, I'm seeing some gross lap times compared to them.
Look at
yeah.
Sanders, 41.6.
Yeah, this is crazy. And Iverson pits, well, Iverson again, Mean Gene, not only is at a tire disadvantage, he's at a fuel disadvantage. He pit on lap 61. All these guys were 64 and 65. So if they're concerned, if they're saving, Iverson has no hope. And that must have been what he accepted. I have no hope of making it on fuel. I need that caution, so I'm going to get the trap position while I can. I think this is a great strategy. He just needs a caution, and that's not in his control, unfortunately.
No, but the logic would be
Redinger
make
pits.
everyone drive as fast as you.
So Redinger is going to accept his situation and pit. And what are you thinking here? 2, 4, 0? What do you think?
0.
I think 0, 2, 17 to go. I mean, that's going to matter, though. Oh, if he starts an avalanche, you'll wish you took some. If you don't, we'll see here. This is huge to see Redinger doing this. Into the pits he comes, and he misses his stall. Horribly misses his stall. Left side's
Still
up.
missing it.
And I'd assume right side's as well. Yeah, 4 tires for Redinger. Bed made.
I guess he's thinking if there's a caution, I pit, so I'm not going to beat those guys. That's what he's thinking.
Road mistake may have ruined that whole plan because that was genius if that one little thing didn't happen.
Think about it. You pit because you're not going to make it on fuel, so those guys are going to beat you anyway. Take 4. If there's a caution, you got 4 freshies and you don't need to pit again.
Right.
And you'll be the leader of the bunch.
If he had,
but here comes Jay.
Really? Okay, so we got Dargett coming down. Iverson slowing, but not yet. Will Iverson come down? But yeah, that plan for Redinger would have been even more. It wouldn't even been that low risk if he had not had that pit stall issue, Mean Gene, because he has this big tire advantage now. That lap would have taken him maybe a lap or 2 to get back. Now he is hanging out around 10th, 11th place. It's going to take a while to get that lap back the hard way, maybe to where it would be too late.
Now, if people choose not to pit, he would be the lucky dog recipient. If everybody in front of him pits, then he would be in a good spot. Here comes Herman making the call as well.
So they're accepting
15
this.
laps to go.
This is going to be just like last week, isn't it? Another fascinating race. That caution coming out at a great time, and it's just so hard to tell what these drivers are going to do.
Go to Colin's car. Let's see what he's doing.
Yeah, that's actually probably a good. The hard thing with Colin is he doesn't really use the clutch. He's just so good at throttle management.
He pops the clutch at the end though to turn the car, right? I think I saw him do that last.
Let's see. There's the clutch. So Colin is saving. Oh my gosh.
Watch him pop it.
And that was about half the corner, Mean Gene.
Yeah, and then he pops it. Look at that. And look at his speed.
Yep. So he is a little bit behind. And yeah, so he is about 50% in the corner, throttle down. I'm sorry, clutch down. His lap times, yeah, they're slower. They're about a half a second slower than Iverson and Lesko. Iverson's catching Lesko a little bit, but not quite enough. And we know Iverson can't make it. 13 to go now. It doesn't look like a field that's going to bring out a caution, but you never know, right?
It only takes one driver getting a little bit hype. And let's just take a peek at some of those drivers. Let's see. Where's Applegate? All right. He's coming up on Kyle Lynott. That could be a good time.
Yeah, that could be good. And then Gamble behind them. Oh, boy.
Dargett right there behind him. Yeah. Gambrel side by side.
Hunter Hall.
With Hunter Hall. So
yes, we have some good caution sources here. You're right.
Where's Nick Mills? Oh, he's leading by himself way back.
Then we still have Iverson and Lesko up front. Gonna be 11 to go now, as Redinger has worked his way past Bollinger, so he has 3 more cars until he'd have his lap back the hard way. Which what that means is if there was a caution and Redinger was on the lead lap and the cars in front of him pit, he would cycle to the lead. So that's going to be huge for Redinger. He's going to really want that. I just don't think there's enough time for the 42. Don't blame him for going for that, though.
11 laps to go here at Michigan. You're watching live on the Vortex Racing Network. Mean Gene Money and Zach Panzarella bringing you the action of race 11 of the 13-race regular season. Nate Lesko, 2-time winner, looking for his 3rd win and first win at Michigan.
Wow, that was some crazy driving there with Gambrel and Lynott able to keep it straight. The lead going down about a 1/10 a second right now between Lesko and Iverson, but it's hard to even, I don't want to say care about, but pay close attention to, because you know they can't make it. Lesko maybe can, but I don't think he can, Mean Gene. I really, really don't. I think this may be Kevin Kyle in the catbird seat right now. It's hard to tell.
Now, here we go. Gambrel pushing Lynott.
Oh,
everybody getting loose.
Oh, okay.
Almost, dude.
I thought they figured it out, but maybe no, they did not. They did not. This will be the caution.
Yeah, here comes the wreck.
My.
Gambrel doesn't care. Oh, look at Hunter Hall. He got out of the way.
He didn't want any of that smoke, did he?
Nope. And so neither did Beverly. Beverly backed way off. That's that black 01 NMO car.
Hall gets tight. Not into Gambrel, though. They're going to all live to see another day for now, but now here we go with Lynott and Gambrel again.
No, I think Gambrel's finally clear. Yeah. Everybody knew he was committed.
Looks like he has gotten clear of that group. Gambrel is another one of those drivers who's going to likely have to bring it down. We'll have to see. It's going to be hard to even know anything for sure for another 5 or 6 laps time. These guys are, at this point, if you've not pit, you are not going to until you are hearing that engine sputter.
Yeah, you don't want to get caught out there.
No, not at all. I think everyone's starting to get single file here. This is going to be interesting. I like how this looks for Kevin Kyle. I'm a little bit afraid Bollinger, as always, has a little bit something that he's staving, but this is interesting.
Yeah, look at Joe Volpus. Didn't make the mistake this time.
Both those cars were dead quiet going into one there. I could even hear it from outside the car. They're still saving. In comes Iverson. Iverson pitting.
Yep, Tony knew. Do not expect Tony to take anything but fuel.
Yeah,
could be wrong.
It would be bewildering to see him take anything but fuel, but who knows? Lesko, I would assume, would be in the next lap or 2, Mean Gene. There is Iverson. It looks like it will be. Oh, he's going to take tires. So at least 2, maybe 4. Gonna probably hope to stay in that lead lap. 2 tires. Not a bad call. He will stay in the lead lap, and now we'll see if Lesko will bring it down. I think he will. If not this lap, then next. Not this lap. There'll be 6 to go.
Gambrel making the call.
Gambrel, okay. So Gambrel now. He was a lap 64 car. Yep, here he comes. Behind him is Hunter Hall. Eric Thornton in front of him. So Thornton has given up on this. Lesko in the lead. Kevin Kyle, 2nd place. Bollinger 3rd. Volpus 4th. Both of them, engines off entirely. They are dead quiet race cars. It's wild to even hear, honestly. Lesko has not been like that. We'll see if he can make it around one more time.
Lesko has to be knowing that
he's coming.
Colin has won a race this way.
Here comes Lesko.
Oh, and there it comes. He's coming in hot.
Kyle as well. Kevin Kyle as well. The lead 2 weeks in a row. Getting some deja vu right now, me and Gene.
I am, Colin. But look who's behind him, Joe. Joe basically lost a championship on a fuel run by getting into a drag race. Didn't fall victim this time. So if Bollinger can make it, I think Vulpes can make it.
I do too.
If Vulpes can make it, Matt Novella behind them, I think he might be able to make it. So this could be a three-way Fred Flintstone race here at the end.
And look at this. They're racing each other. Like, obviously, Vulpes, he wants to pass Bollinger, but he's pulling in the clutch every corner. They're still
Look at the
saving.
lap car of Hunter Hall being a difference.
And Hunter Hall being a little bit of a nuisance. He's going to let them go there. But Vulpes having to use a lot of throttle there, and also his entry very compromised. But look at this, Mean Gene. Clutch in. Now there he is on the throttle. The first car that has the ability to not have to save is going to be incredibly fast. Could that be Novella? Novella all the way up to Vulpes.
No, I think what Hunter Hall's interaction with the leaders right there, that is the race. If Colin can make it to the end, that was no doubt. Like, Joe couldn't go high, Joe couldn't go low, Joe couldn't accelerate out of the turn.
And you're so limited with those tires, and also having to pull in the clutch, not having that engine braking available to you.
Yeah.
Is now Hall going to do the same thing?
Let's see how high he goes.
Who's going to return the favor? Still side by side with Bollinger. This is helping Vulpes. Oh.
Yeah, well, you knew that was going to happen. Ain't no way Colin's happy about that.
Yeah. Novella very much in this group. This will be 2 to go, and Bollinger not going to give it to him.
No, Hunter Hall last pitted on 94, so he
those are fresh tires. How many laps down is Hall? He's only 1 lap down. I get his incentive, but 2 to go. It doesn't really matter at this point.
Here he comes again.
Oh, man. Loose off, too, but really hurting Vulpes. Also, getting dirty air in 2 lanes. And you see Bollinger just not wanting to give him anything. It's a hard...
599.
It's going to be 1 to go this time, Ian Gene, and we'll see what the fuel situation is like for these drivers. I would not be surprised if they run out this lap, but here we go, 1 to go.
All right, white flag is out. All the cards are on the table. Now we just see who can make it to the end. You can see Vulpes and Novella still doing battle. Much further behind them, Applegate, and then Lynott still seeing who can win between Mills and Holla behind them. But on that back stretch, it is still Colin Bollinger coming into 3. Novella now making a play for
he looks
Vulpes.
slow.
Vulpes burying the hammer. Vulpes goes high. Novella underneath. Vulpes does the acceleration. And here we go. 1, 2, 3. It's going to be Colin Bollinger, Joe Vulpes, and Matt Novella on the podium for 3 weeks in a row.
Bollinger sputtering. He's out of gas.
And Lynott appears to be out of gas as well as he comes home in 4th. Ryan Holla 5th.
Not an inch to spare. Unbelievable.
Grant Applegate vanishing from my screen.
Yeah, mine too. Interesting.
He must have gotten kidnapped or abducted by aliens.
Must have. That's the only explanation I can think of.
Well, there we go. Regardless, 3 weeks in a row, 5th win of the year, 2 fuel runs in a row. Colin Bollinger winning again. Got to assume that's going to make it an interesting points battle.
Yeah, it is, and there will not be enough fuel for burnouts today, Mean Gene.
I don't know. He's got the Logano line. Maybe somebody will run down there and Daniel Plant Smith will make an appearance and run him a can.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Vulpes going to finish 2nd. Matt Novella comes home 3rd. Kyle Lynott 4th. And Ryan Holler, the rookie, with that 5th place finish. Nick Mills holds on for 6th. Grant Applegate falls, but pulls a 7th. Wyatt Mickelson, that late fuel splash got him to the end, but cost him dearly as he's going to finish in 8th. Beverly 9th with his first top 10, and Nate Lesko, needing the late fuel, rounds out the top 10. Good runs by some of those fellas afterwards, but again, you can see that gap as they were either saving fuel ridiculously or had to come in. And honorable mention goes to Kenneth Redinger, finishing 15th.
Yeah, a lot of brutal finishes for drivers who spent a lot of this race up front. Tony iRacing ends up 11th, Parham 12th. Kevin Kyle thought maybe he'd have a chance to make it. Wasn't meant to be. He's 13th. Thornton was in that top 5 all day. He ends up 14th. Just a brutal day for so many of these drivers here today. Fuel racing, it is not for everybody. I mean, Gene, it is so hard to execute. And that's why it's somewhat easy for us to predict sometimes who it's going to be able to hold on to the end of these races.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, everybody gets a little bit better at it each time that they get involved in one of these situations. So that is going to wrap up our regular broadcast. Congratulations to Colin for his 5th win of the year, 3rd in a row. But wait, there's more. This will bring us to the transition into the post-race show presented by the Highside Hustlers. Thank you to Tony Iverson and the Highside Hustler Motorsports team for their sponsorship of the post-race show. Good run here today. We saw a lot of clean racing. Only the one caution, is that right?
Yeah, only that one caution around the midway of the midway point of the race. It was it was a 1-car caution. Really clean race, amongst the most clean races this season. Great job by this field here today, and that's how you end up with those really dramatic races there at the end.
Yeah, that was something else. Well, I'll tell you what, let's not delay it. Let's bring him in. Mr. Colin Bollinger, you got Mean Gene, Zach Panzarella in the booth. Can you hear me, brother?
Yes, sir, guys. What's going on?
Oh, my word. You are my friend. 3 wins in a row, 5th win of the year. How are we feeling in that garage of the number 53?
Oh, I don't know. A 5-time winner. I guess that's what I feel like. Feels pretty good.
Yeah, it's been an amazing season. We've seen the emergence of a Nate Lesko. We've seen one of the best rookie classes in Monday night history, I would like to say. But boy, they must have forgot, Colin, and you are just not letting them winning with speed, winning with fuel strategy. Talk about this the race we just saw. When did you know that fuel was a concern?
Well, unfortunately, when we loaded onto the track, getting out under the pace lap, you could tell it was right around like 32 and a half, 33, and a 100-lap race. We had to do some saving, so I pretty much, I did the majority, really the whole first 2 runs until that caution came out. And of course, the caution comes out right where we got to save more fuel. So, I mean, I was already doing it, kept doing it, and when I saw those dudes get off to a second lead there with like 20 to go, I wasn't really worried about them. I knew they shot themselves in the foot just like they did last week, and we just let them go. So that's really about it.
Now, talk about your starting position. You started in 21st place today. Was that a conscious decision? What was the logic behind that move?
None really. I was napping 10 minutes before this race pretty much went off. So I got in here, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes before practice. Didn't practice any. So I was like, well, if I didn't practice, I'm not gonna qualify. So we just started in the back.
Well, turned out to be the move for you. Also, one caution here today. You as you mentioned, it did come right at that mark where fuel would be an issue. But can you talk about the level of driving? And with this single caution, it just seems like everybody's getting faster, but also more consistent, cleaner, more predictable. What would you attribute to the number of cautions diminishing as the season has gone on?
Oh, I mean, I completely agree with what you're saying. I mean, I think everybody's getting better, and the more we race around each other, and a lot of us have been racing around each other a couple seasons now, and some of us run each other a little rough, but majority of the guys all run pretty good, and they are getting faster, and it helps when we do go to a track like Michigan tonight, where you can run the high. A lot of the night I was running the high lane 3 and 4. A lot of guys wanted to run bottom on both sides of the track. They could. You could run anywhere, and when the car was actually, I wouldn't say completely gripped up, but it felt good enough, and a lot of people had confidence. It makes it a lot more fun to race because you don't just gotta fall in the line and suck the air up from the guy in front of you. So it makes it a good time, and then that's how you get that good racing. So
I love it. Well, we definitely enjoyed watching it here today. You had some pretty good battles out there today. Any driver in particular that you just enjoyed racing here today?
I'll give him a shout. I think he was more up front than I was today, but there at the end, Kevin Kyle was over there, and he was racing me pretty good. I think we were both saving fuel, but he was trying to manage it and make some passes, and he was up there and putting up a good fight. It sucks. I think he had to come to pit road, but I mean, he was up there battling with all those guys that are usually up there every week. So that was a good run for him. Good shout out. Even though he didn't get the finish he wanted, he still ran up there pretty well. So.
Yeah, we saw that 29. He started in the back and appeared to be saving fuel, and it was fun to see old KK battling up there at the end. So, Colin, before I let you go, anybody you want to give a shout out to here tonight?
Man, I feel like same guys every week, man. Daniel Plant-Smith, rest in peace, Daniel Plant-Smith. Rayshon Wingfield, I don't know where he's at. Andrew Bolander, don't know where he was at. They're out doing their own thing. Team Delusional Racing, and then last but not least, you two guys. The best there is. I love you guys. I love talking to you guys first every week as well, so that makes it a lot better.
Yeah, slight modification on the order. I think we just pull in the winner, and this week we pulling in the champ, King of the North, giving us memories with another win here on Monday Night Mayhem. Enjoyable win. We waited to see if Daniel Plant-Smith was going to run out with a Jerry jug of fuel to let you do some donuts, but didn't happen. Maybe we'll see him next time. I think all three of those boys are planted in front of a 75-inch TV watching some WWE right now.
Or smiling down from heaven.
Sad thing is, I don't think Dan Plant-Smith is allowed to track this week or many weeks coming, so I don't think we have to worry about him. But
they just could have closed the beer stand. It's fine.
Yeah, he needs like a mustache or something, like a fake mustache.
Yeah, right.
I love it. Colin, go get yourself a nice frosty beverage. Oh, the new paint scheme. Where did Dr. Pepper go? Before I
21?
Oh, we still have it. Yeah, I'm 23. I know I sound like a little fella, but it's all right. No, 23. But no, that was. Funny enough, that's one of my first paint schemes that I ever had made by Plant about 2 years ago. So it's like almost a throwback scheme. So we just threw it on tonight. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, man. Have yourself a wonderful evening. Look forward to talking to you again, and good luck next week at New Hampshire.
Congrats, Colin.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, man, looking dominant again. 5 wins. This dude, right when we start thinking all these new drivers are coming in, right when we start thinking, man, everybody's using fish speed, everybody's using ghost cars, everybody's using Garage 61. What happens? Dude rolls in, says, "Oh, I just woke up 10 minutes ago," and takes
all these motherfuckers must have forgot about BOLLINGER. I think that's how the song goes. But yeah, what a job by Bollinger. And that, honestly, that's part of the most pumped I've heard him to win a race in a while. You can tell that he knew he had to work for that one, and maybe didn't expect it. Who knows, when things are coming down that way at the end, but that was cool to hear Bollinger that excited.
Yeah, you gotta love to see that. All right, let's pull in Mr. Second Place here today. Go for it.
Oh, my God, that's it. So Mr. Second Place, according to Mean Gene. How you doing today, Joe?
How you doing?
Oh, that doesn't sound good, Mean Gene.
I had Mark Martin.
What? No, I'm.
Thought it was Mark Martin. My bad.
I'm just tired. It's been a long day. It's been a fun day, but it was a long one.
And that seemed like a long race, so I guess let's kind of block this one up. Let's take me through the first half of this one. We just talked to Bollinger, and he basically said he was thinking about fuel from the get-go, from the green flag. Was the same situation for you, or were you trying to race it, let it come to you in the beginning, and worry about it later? How did this race come to you?
Yeah, so at the beginning of the race, I've learned here recently that it's almost better to go full out at the start and control the race tempo and everything from other guys here, the way they've been racing, with the way they save fuel. I think Nick Mills is a good example of that. He's able to go really hard at the start of a run, pull away from everybody, and then he can pull it back and save fuel. He kind of did it backwards today, so I think that was probably why he was a little bit on the back foot with it. But I have noticed before that if you get yourself in a good group, especially at Michigan with the draft, that you can save the fuel later on. So after leading the whole first run, I think I came out behind Ken, I want to say, or maybe it was Nate, and I was just like, all right, I went 32 laps pushing the car, leading the race. So now I got to figure out how I'm going to save this fuel so I can make it on one more stop. And it actually was pretty easy, just sitting behind. I think I sat behind Ken, and then I sat behind Nate, and then I let Wyatt go, and I let a couple others go, I think, at one point, just to like chill with the draft. So that's pretty much the whole first half of the race, until that caution came out, which completely changed the whole strategy.
Yeah, that's the next thing I wanted to ask you, actually, was about that second half of the race, because we kind of, once we figured out how quick iRacing was going through the field, we figured there had to be something to it. Started riding on board with you guys and quickly figured out what it was. And then we're riding on board with you and Colin with 2 laps to go, 3 laps to go. And not only are you dealing with some lap cars around you, but how difficult is it to try to race for the lead while saving fuel? Like, I don't think I've ever had to do anything like that before. So were you, this is going to sound like a stupid question, but were you trying to make the pass, like with 2 to go, like even having to save fuel, or are you just more concerned about maybe he runs out, maybe I can run him out? Like what's kind of the plan there?
The whole strategy was, so the restart happened. Nate got away, I believe, and then I was racing Ken, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna chill behind him. And then it got to a point where everybody started spreading out. I'm like, okay, now I can like actually try and save this fuel. And I started falling back towards Colin. I'm like, okay, if Colin doesn't pass me here, then I know he's saving fuel like I am. And Colin didn't pass me. I'm like, all right. I'm like, I said in the team chat, I'm like, how much money you want to bet that Colin's doing the same thing I'm doing right now? And that's exactly what ended up happening. So I let him go, and then I was just riding behind him, and I'm like, all right, I think the only way I'm going to be able to get him is if I can run him out of fuel. Like, if I can get him, like, out of fuel, even if it's with the straightaway to go, even if it's out of 4. Yeah. Anywhere close, that I would be fine. And it was working. Like, I was just sticking right with him, and then unfortunately lap cars got in the way, and unfortunately on top of that, the time Colin actually ran out of fuel exactly, maybe a little bit further down than I would have preferred him to. But I feel like maybe if I was going to be able to stay up on him for those couple of laps, that he would have ran out where I wanted him to, and I think I could have had him. But that's unfortunate that that's the way it ended. That I understand lap cars trying to get back on the lead lap and stuff, but like there's 3 to go in the race. I don't think trying to get like, if you can't get around the leader and drive off because you have like so much better tires, then you should just drop out of the battle and just chill behind. Because I don't even know where the next lap car was, to be honest with you, in line. Yeah, I didn't even see him anywhere close.
We were singing very similar songs up in the booth. Didn't fully understand with that amount of time left in the race why. But yeah, that was really fascinating to watch, and looked like it was just a million things to manage at once. And yeah, to me, it looked like Bollinger was running out going into 3 and 4, and I thought you were going to have him, and then it looked like he actually just really backed it up there to make sure he could drag race out of the straightaway, and worked out for him. But that was crazy to see. Another largely green flag race here on Monday night, so great to see that as well. 2 races in a row ending due to a fuel strategy thriller, really. So 2 more races to go until the playoffs start. What's your outlook going on to that? Colin Bollinger looking back in championship form, and a lot of rookies as well looking really fast. What a run from Wyatt Mickelson today. So what's your outlook going on for the rest of these last 2 races, and how you feeling going into these playoffs, as we know you'll very much be there? And also, as always, Joe, any shout outs you want to give, go ahead and give those too.
Yeah, so yeah, tonight was actually a bit of a surprise. I didn't think I'd be on pace, to be honest with you. I mean, I stepped into my seat and into everything with no lie, like maybe 3 minutes to spare in practice.
Might be something to that, Gene.
I might have run like 2 laps in practice, mind you, and you know that I just changed the whole wheel and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Buddy for that. But you know, I'm like, all right. I mean, like, I just went into on this like, whatever happens, because I don't know how this thing's gonna drive. I don't know how the steering wheel's gonna feel in a long run. Like, am I gonna be ready to do it, or am I not gonna be? Am I gonna just be off? And then I qualified, and I'm like, okay, all right. I guess I'm gonna qualify on pole, so that's nice. And then the pace was really good. So I do think that, you know, New Hampshire and Darlington, if I could figure out how to save tires like David Medina did yesterday at Darlington, I think I could put up a fight there for a win. And I love New Hampshire in other cars, so hopefully this car is going to be fun too. And I think the wheel change hasn't thrown me off as much as I thought it would. And I think I'm already starting to see maybe a little bit of the benefits already, which I can tell you in comparison to contrast to switching the pedals, it took God knows how long, like months to figure that out. So I think I'm already starting to feel a little bit of the benefits from the wheel, especially today. The tire wear felt so good in comparison. So shout out to Buddy for you know, hooking me up and helping me out. Good upgrade for me. You know, we do a lot of stuff together. I know we got some stuff in the works for some broadcasting stuff, so I'll tease that a little bit. I'll also tease a little bit that we're working on some more of those kind of videos that you see from Jordan Fisher and Zach. So I'll tease that a little bit. That we're in the works on getting a few diverse cars and stuff going on with those and other people. So I'll tease that a little bit too for the channel. And just shout out to everybody in the chat as always. All the MRL OGs that come out to race with us on Monday nights that are in the chat with us, of course. Great performance. I think where my boys end up finishing. John got a top 10 out of this, so I'm really happy that he got a good finish out of this. Novello was right behind me. We drag raced to the line, so he got a good finish too. And I know a couple of the other guys didn't fare as well, but it's good to see John run up front, and definitely good to see Novello run up front with me, and then it's good to see Kyle not blink out of a race 50,000 times today as well. So all positives out of the camp here today.
Definitely. Amazing race today, Vulpes. And yeah, cool to see you with the new wheel. And I do agree. I think the pedals are the big, like, scary upgrade, especially when you do that one first, take some time to get used to the pedals. It makes the wheel that much more seamless. I had a similar experience where you mostly are just enjoying the benefits, and cool to see you on a rig that closer matches your skill. So congratulations on today's finish, man. Cannot wait to see you for these next 2 weeks, and good luck tomorrow.
I appreciate it, you guys. Great broadcast as always.
Thanks so much. Well, me and Gene.
So close.
Stay my room.
So close.
Let him think he teased that.
We'll just. So close, though, for Joe. Coming home second here today. Good run overall. Has to be excited about where he is in the playoff picture. Now, Colin Bollinger does take over the points lead over Nate Lesko by 9 points. Applegate going to stay in third. Joe Vulpes stays in fourth. Not a lot of movement there. We do see Ryan Holla move up a couple of spots into the 9th place over Buddy, who does drop one. Louis holding on to the top 12, and Stinson dropping to that number 12 spot, and now only with a 7-point lead over Gambrel. So 13 men doing battle for the 12 spots, and then behind them other drivers needing a win to get themselves into consistency. Matt, who's Matt?
Is Novella still here? We still were third place interview.
Yeah, we do. Okay. I'm just going over what the
I'll pull that
points
up
thing.
too while you're talking to Matt, so they can look at that too. But yeah, you're right. Nothing too crazy besides Colin, understandably and predictably, taking that lead.
I know, but look right there, Redinger, 7 starts. 2 more starts is 9.
Yeah, and he's right there, and
that's where you need to be.
man, that finish today would have been big if he had finished anywhere near where he deserved to.
But dub is not off the books, in my opinion, for him in the next.
No, it is not. And I always forget it's when you're in here. So few of these leagues still are, but this one is, and I'm glad it is. Watch out for him in Darlington. I feel like he could be really quick there.
I'll tell you who else to watch out for at Darlington is going to be Mr. Matt Novella. 3 podiums in a row. How you feeling there, Matt?
Yes, sir.
Man, you just don't stop. I mean, if you could pick a time to be peaking, now is the time, right?
Yeah. Now's the time, just before the playoff push, and hope we just keep it going.
Now, 3rd place finish, but I got to ask you, if that wasn't your good friend and teammate, Joe Volpus in front of you, might we have seen a different finish to that?
It wouldn't have mattered because I sputtered coming through the restart box there, so I had nothing for him.
Now,
I tried, but it just, as soon as something, it just...
Well, I'll tell you what, you got to feel good, though, knowing that you did the math exactly, right?
You know what? It was actually a sort of a last-minute decision, I guess. I planned on, I was like, screw that. I'm not going to save. This has bit me before. I'm just going to run it halfway, come down, put right sides on, come back out. And probably, I'd say, 20 laps to go. I was like, I could save a lap and a half. I think I could do this. And then just went into save mode. And then I was like, all right, we'll see what happens with 10 to go. I was like, okay, I'm about a half a lap short. Then come on the 5 go. Okay, I'm about a quarter a lap short. I think I could do this. So
you became the little train who could. I think.
Yep. Just tagging along Joe and Colin there, and just.
I'll tell you, if you were going to be tucked in behind a couple of guys looking to save fuel, those are the two. Those two are infamous for making long fuel runs at the end to get towards that checkered flag. No movement in the poll for you today, Matt, but you do find yourself firmly entrenched in 7th place, about a 16-point lead over the 51 of Wyatt Mickelson. But that doesn't mean you're not hunting victory lane.
Oh, of course. That's always on the hunt, man.
I mean, that's all that's left in your quest here in the regular season. We've seen seconds, we've seen thirds.
Yeah, I got to get the win in. Got to get the dub.
Now, next week, New Hampshire, how does the 56 like that track?
I'm not too familiar with the next gens there, so it's going to be interesting. I'm kind of excited for Darlington, though.
Yeah,
So-
Darlington's been a big part of a lot of leagues over this last week.
Yeah. I haven't run any of them. I'm going to run tomorrow, though, in the truck, so we're going to see how that goes.
Well, as far as when you get ready for next gen, don't forget, if you go to the VRN video section, there's a nice video by Jordan Fisher, Fish Speed. You can
Already watched it, sir.
Yes, I can tell you from personal experience, it worked. You will find yourself up into the podium once again.
I watched it. I just gotta try out that setup and see how it goes.
I love it. Speaking of shout outs, is there any racer in particular that you just had a really good time or maybe a really awkward time with out on the track here today? You were in some 3 wides. You were in some 3 wides today.
I feel like I was around Grant a lot for some strange reason. Nothing bad, but it was just like kind of back and forth. Like, okay, you go, I go. Okay, like we're hurting each other. Like, I don't know. It was just weird with Grant. I don't know. Grant sticks out. Nothing bad though.
Well, I think we saw a lot of playoff drivers all competing with each other throughout the entire day. It just seems this is the kind of track where it allows the more veteran drivers, the drivers who have accumulated more points throughout the year, are going to find themselves up in the front. I think that's what we saw a whole lot of here today. Did you get any good brown pant moment during the day?
No, nothing too crazy. I thought it was actually pretty good. We had a really long run there. We had 65 laps. Got stretched
You only
out
had
pretty
one
good.
caution all day.
Yeah, it was good. I needed that caution though. Had some misfortune there towards the beginning, and had a good run. I thought but had a little mix-up, or not a mix-up, but well, yeah, I actually had that brown gas moment.
Yeah.
Clipping the apron off of in 3 and 4 there.
Oh.
Battling with Lester. I think it was like, I don't know, maybe 10 laps in, 12, 15 laps in. Yeah, the tires did not like that, and it just went from battling for what, 4th to, I think that I fell like 12th, like 2 laps.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't
So,
going to
yeah.
bring it up.
Yeah, it was just a battle from there, and
I wasn't going to bring it up, but it probably is on the broadcast.
And then I could just hear Louis just going, "I need a caution. I need a caution. Like, I need one too.
We all
I
do.
need one too." Came out at the right time.
Yeah, it made it very interesting for those last few laps. Matt, anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go tonight?
The wife and kids as usual, and then you guys up in the booth are doing a great job.
Well, I appreciate that, and a big shout out to the wife and kids for making all this possible. You know, it takes a team to make all of these things come together. So big shout outs to all the bosses out there that give us enough money to have these rigs, and all the families that give us the time to actually get involved on the simulator and
The wives
make it
allow
happen. Yeah, well, takes a team, right?
Exactly.
Takes a team. Yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is Matt Novella, 3rd place tonight, firmly entrenched in the
Good
playoff.
job, Matt.
Thanks, Zach.
Yeah, good action out there today, man. There was some
Really
good
good
racing,
stuff.
some green
well, man.
flag racing.
Yeah, really good stuff, Mean Gene. And this is not a track that is necessarily known for long green flag runs. It's one that can get messy, especially with a mid-race caution like that. That's all too often is when you see a race fall apart, lose all the integrity it had after that point. Not here, though. We just picked up where we left off. I don't think the fuel strategy had anything to do with the racing intensity. These guys left it all out there, and that was a fascinating one. That was a lot of fun.
Well, I see most everybody's gone to bed except for Venom Racing.
Thinking over what went wrong. They were so
Exactly.
fast today.
They were, and I think it just fuel. But those, it's exactly what you mentioned earlier, how fuels come up more often than not, and I think that's something that group of 3 is going to take to the drawing board, break it down and figure out exactly how to avoid or capitalize on that if that
Right.
happens next time. They're operating in a vacuum with the 3 of them in their own team. Other people like that NMO Gulf Coast group got 8-9 guys in there, all bringing attention to every obstacle that they might come across. So they're in there. And then, of course, the ultimate echo chamber, Colin with himself. Just
Right? Oh, God.
talk about getting in your own head.
I know.
Luckily, he's sleeping, so he's not driving himself crazy with any thoughts.
Must be nice.
But yeah, but good racing again. Really happy to see that. Amazing 11th round as we're pushing towards the playoffs. If you pull that back up once again, you can see that Gambrel, the only one that's really sneaking into points battle as far as somebody that might be able to come up into 12th. But look at who he's trying to chase down is Stinson, who's been super fast. Not the day Stinson wanted to have today. A little bit of incidents. It combined with the fuel there late in the run. I'm hunting down right here. Jay Stinson, 26th.
Yeah, rough day for Stinson today.
Yeah, 3 laps down. Not exactly. So I don't think we're going to see a repeat of that. Steve Lewis is in the middle of a good year as well at 238, but only a 10-point lead over Gambrel. That could be closed in one day. And then behind them, you just see guys that really are going to need a win. Beverly, Redinger also needs to be at the next 2 races. Parham down there, 7 starts, same situation for Justin. Needs 2 more starts to hit the 9, but that 99 car, we've seen him threatening to win. Michael Mata got in last year with a win, so not out of the range of possibility. Jay Darger, this is a guy that's run top 5. He's a rookie. Can he put it together this year? Who knows? And then Jack Sanders, of course, season 2 champion. So all these fellas with a shot, but they're going to need to put it together against a very tight, tough field.
Yeah, they really are. It's going to be very, very interesting these next 2 weeks, and that winning you're in is going to be more important than ever. Yeah, who the hell?
And who beats Colin?
That's going to be close to impossible, right? Colin is on one, and we're going to Darlington and New Hampshire, 2 tracks where I'm really confident he's going to be at least a top 3 car. The one that I'm looking at is obviously Redinger. Redinger can easily get it done in any of these next 2 tracks, or he could get good enough finishes to sneak his way in there and race for a championship, which I'm sure none of those other 11 drivers want to see. So this is going to end up being, whether or not someone like Redinger sneaks in, we're already looking at our most stacked playoffs of all time.
Yeah, it's just really worked out well for us to watch from the booth and you, the viewers at home, to enjoy this action. Speaking of enjoying action, you want iRacing? You like watching guys go fast? Well, you're going to want to check out the rest of the week of the Vortex Racing Network right here. You just got done watching the double header DDI ARCA series, bringing you a little of the old road course action earlier. And then you just watched the Monday Night Cup Series here. Tomorrow night, you're going to see the Dennis Puckett Big Trucking Tuesday playoffs beginning tomorrow, starting at Darlington. And remember, these guys only do 2 race rounds. So it is going to come at you fast and hard. You're not going to want to miss it tomorrow night at Darlington with the Truck Series. Wednesday, the boys are going to be at Michigan. You're going to want to see that, as we'll see another wonderful Michigan race. All-star lineup there, as you're going to see the top drivers from MRL, DDI, and the Bonfire Race League all showdown at Michigan. Thursday coming soon, Quantum Contender Series. That is a Next Gen Cup Series, live by Kevin Kyle. And Cody Dorsey still taking membership applications. So if you want to get into some Next Gen Cup racing, this league starting very, very soon, will be a live broadcast. Reach out, Kevin Kyle, Cody Dorsey, get you in touch with those guys. And Sunday, the Premier Cup Series for the Bonfire Racing League. We just saw week number 5 wrap up at Darlington. Week 6 coming at you, and those boys will be at maybe Iowa. Yeah, let's call it Iowa.
I believe so.
They'll be at Iowa. That sounds good. They'll be at Iowa next week, so you're going to want to check that as well. But best way to make sure that happens is make sure you're subscribed and tell a friend. Go ahead and share and like this video. Get us moved up that algorithm, because we cannot do this without the help of you, the viewers at home. Speaking of help, can't do it without the sponsors. Big shout out to all our sponsors here today. Fish Speed Brakes, season-long sponsor of the Moonlight Racing League's Monday Night Mayhem broadcast. Thank you so much to Jordan Fisher and his team of coaches for sponsorship and their assistance in bringing us fast, clean racing. Thank you to Kevin Kyle for the Sim and Destroy Pole Award. Sim and Destroy, bringing you some great merchandise. Reach out to Kevin if you want to get some 100% cotton, large graphic shirts. You got the Goldie, you got the Gentlemen Don't Lift, and now also Kevin offering shirts to memorialize your livery. That's right, race shirts for you. First one is $40, $25 a shirt afterwards, or you could do the 5 for $100. That's right, get your livery and your name on a 100% cotton shirt. Reach out, Sim and Destroy, Kevin Kyle. Kevin Kyle also bringing us the championship trophy this season and across many other leagues, but the season 6 championship trophy donated by KK Woodscapes. You want to memorialize a race, a series, or an award, reach out, Kevin Kyle, KK Woodscapes, and they will make you a nice piece of wood to put up on your wall. Also does specialty custom designs. All you got to do, get in touch with Kevin Kyle through Discord and check out some of the great social media he does behind the scenes for the Vortex Racing Network. Thank you so much to Kevin Kyle. And last but not least, the High Side Hustlers and Tony Iverson for their sponsorship of the post-race show which we all just enjoyed together. Thank you, Tony and the Highside Hustlers. That is going to wrap us up from Michigan. What a great race we saw. Colin Bollinger picks up his 5th win of the year. Zach, can he be stopped?
I don't know. It doesn't look like it, especially if fuel has anything to do with it, because my goodness, he has that Logano gas tank.
Can't stop, won't stop. King of the North, next stop, New Hampshire. We'll see what the boys can do with that guy next time. On behalf of myself, Mean Gene Money, and Zach Panzarella, it's been our pleasure to bring you this broadcast. Have a great evening. Take care of yourselves. And as always, bottoms up and hammer down.